cause we bout that. And we representin' UK worldwide, got the trill steppin', cause we bout that. And we representin' UK worldwide, got the trill steppin'. We be representin' bout that online. That's the hottest spot, the real ones you gon' find. No limit representing from the old school. Death Row, you done already know fool. Shout out to Reggie Wright, Lil Easy E. You done know I put it down from the B20. They call me FONZi P, bout that, online. Log up on with us, it's the trillest that you gon' find. Cause we bout that, and we represent UK worldwide, got the trill steppin', cause we bout that, and we represent.
What's good with it, family? It's your boy FONZi Neutral, representative for BoutThatOnline.com. Joined once again with Phalos Angeles, aka Floss Mo, kicking it for the Big West. Definitely salute to all the hip hop family out there. 50 years of hip hop we've been celebrating all year long. We're coming into July right now. Things have been kicking off quite heavy. We've seen different award shows, different ceremonies, all sorts of different things. Just this weekend, the Essence Festival, which I believe concludes today for some of the hip hop portion. So definitely salute on that. But one of the things we've seen just this past week was the BET Awards. You know, different reviews on it, mostly positive, but a few people have chimed in, I guess, with some disparity in regards to how they felt the award show went. One of those guys was J-Dee of the Lench mob, who here we can see, as per his Instagram account, he wrote the following about the BET Awards. So he says, he actually says EBT Awards, you ninjas still on that BS. So now we set tripping on BET out west. You bound from Los Angeles, California, until I start seeing some West Coast rap veterans get the props we MF and deserve. FPET, and we see his tag Tyler Perry. And he said, Tyler Perry, you foul as F for that. You may not own BET outright, but you still damn show have enough influence and money to make the show balanced, especially knowing this the 50th year of hip hop. No MC Ren, no Ice Cube, no Alonzo Williams, no one who paved the way out west 40 years ago. So, you know, some people in the comments saying not everybody's going to be invited. Some people are saying you do know that the BET Hip Hop Awards show is in October. There's another one. Some people are saying, man said banning the BET Awards, you crazy. So some people saying, you know, it's a bit outlandish to say the whole BET Awards and Tyler Perry is banned. Obviously, he's south from the West Coast. What are your thoughts on this? You know, just getting your thoughts on it. You know, obviously, shouts out to J-Dee. So what do you think of this?
J-Dee is right on some aspect. He is right. You know, I think that he's looking at it from, because, you know, he was away for a while. I think he's looking at it as, you know, New York being biased when it comes to hip hop, when it comes to the West Coast. I feel like they only had so much time, and at the same time, it was they fit a lot of people into one segment. But at the same token, you know, we don't have a real good rapport when it comes to or the West Coast when it comes to award shows. You know what I'm saying? We the people that go to award shows and diss people and all that type of shenanigans and stuff go on. But you know, I just feel like, you know, he's right. You know, we had a couple of representatives from the West, Short and E40 and Cube and all of that. But I think J-Dee just wanted to see, you know, the overwhelming music and talent that we have for hip hop's 50th. You know what I'm saying? I feel what he's saying, but we just, you know, the West, I guess they feel like, you know, when it's a whole bunch of us together, you know what I'm saying? It's a bad thing from the West when we all get together, some shit about to start, you know. So, you know, that's probably just what it is. And Tyler Perry didn't want no problems. You know, he just bought BT. You know, you don't want nobody to come and, you know, shake things up or whatever. But we do have people that from the West Coast that have right minds and know how to conduct ourselves in public and all of that type of stuff. But I just feel like, we came a long way and we got a long way to go. Hopefully hip hop be around another 50 years. You know what I'm saying? But it was good to see everybody together and getting together, you know what I'm saying? And for one cause without any violence or anything like that, so that's how I feel about it. I feel J-Dee, you know what I'm saying? I do feel him, but at the same time, it's just like, we leave a bad taste in these award shows mouths. You know what I'm saying? Last award shows when Pocketin was alive, you know what I'm saying? Don Cornelius had to let them niggas in. Don't let them niggas in. He was on that with Pocket should. You know what I'm saying? So, that's all it is. It's all good though. We good. Gucci.
Yeah, so I mean, one of the things, I guess, do you feel there is some kind of bias, in that kind of aspect? I mean, you mentioned like them being worried about not like trouble or anything. I mean, not to say he was gonna cause trouble, but we seen Boosie there, and Boosie was recently arrested in San Diego, and called for the people to come out and support him, and we see some footage of him at the awards enjoying himself. So it's like, if they don't want the heat on him, I mean, there's probably other people there that could be construed the same way as West. So do you feel it's like maybe the East Coast guys come first and then the West, then the South? Or do you think they probably put the South before the West? I mean, what's your thoughts on that?
The South had a long run for a long time, even when the East and the West wasn't popping. It's just the fact of our in the West, our style is G. It's on some gangster shit. So that's what they projected. That's what they're gonna think when they come to these award shows. You know what I'm saying? But still in all, when the West came into it, that's when the money came into it. So yeah, we deserve to be there. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. We good. We Gucci.
Yeah, I mean, as you said, with the West, it's just kind of interesting because I don't want to disassociate, like, even like, let's say, gangsterism with people even from the East or the South, because I feel as though there's a lot of people that make gangster music and stuff as well, but they're probably, as you said, they're not looked at as, are they going to come across? Do you think it might be to do with like the whole, red and blue, the whole more so the gangbanging aspect of it?
Yeah, that's exactly what's going on, and that's what they're trying to prevent.
I believe, some artists might be affiliated, and they might think it might be, let's say you invite one set and another set, and you might have that kind of conflict to potentially think about.
With the West, you never know what's gonna happen. We call it the all of a sudden state. We was chilling, and all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying? So, we can't get together on a whole without music. Just on some black people get together and without killing each other and all that. So, what makes you think we're gonna conduct ourselves to be, to behave and be studious at the award shows? You know what I'm saying? And it's the BET. It's not like it's the Grammys. It's the BET. So it's our awards. So we the damn show gonna show out. You know what I'm saying? But we come, like I said, we came a long way. We still got a long way to go. That still doesn't take away from the talent that we have and all of that. You know what I mean? Even West Coast artists don't come to the West Coast stuff sometimes because you never know who you may see. And, from the past or old beefs and all that. So, it is what it is, man. It is what it is.
I mean, definitely peace to J-Dee, Lench Mob, the whole Lench Mob family. Let us know you guys' thoughts in the comments as well. It's always interesting to see other people's perspectives and stuff.
But hold on. There's one thing that I have to speak about before we get off this tube. And what I want to speak about is the Essence Fest that just passed this weekend. Just passed. And it's a lot of things that we got to do as black people to clean up our images and musics, because it seems like of today a female artist can't come out and shine and really show her real talent unless she's showing some ass. You feel me? And the reason why I bring this up is because a talented, brilliant young woman, Janelle Monae, who when she first came out had a different aura about her. It was more of a classy. You know what I'm saying? You had no choice but to focus upon her talent. But what I hear is that Janelle Monae last night mooned and pulled her shirt up and showed her breasts to the crowd. You know what I'm saying? And the last time I seen Janelle Monae on something, she wasn't Janelle Monae. So I feel like, you know, these companies and people, somebody put a battery in her back and told her, like, look, you have to sell these records. You know what I'm saying? And so in order for her to compete and keep up with the Cardi B's, Nicki Minaj's, and the little child Ice, whatever her name is, you know, that you have to sell records. That's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, you know, it's about selling records. And so I you know, it kind of pained me when I seen it, because I seen Janelle Monae and she's a class act. So you know, I hate the fact that she has to do these type of antics to for people to pay attention to her and her talent. You know, so I just didn't want to get off the tube without saying that. You know, it was kind of eating me up a little bit. So I just wanted to speak on it. Doesn't take away from her talent and who she is. I think she's brilliant and very talented. And I feel like, don't do that, sister. Stick to your roots and stick to your guns. You know what I'm saying? Don't let these people change you. You know what I'm saying? Sell your records, but sell them in another way. Don't disrespect yourself like that. So that's all I had to say.
Well, I mean, you know, I haven't caught a performance myself. I think it's you know, a good segue to the next topic anyway, but just to kind of slightly stay there on the Essence Festival. I mean, in terms of Janelle Monae, I'm not the most familiar with some of her older stuff. I do recall seeing her in the movie Glass Onion, and she sort of stuck out to me. And then, you know, recently I've seen she's released some stuff like naked in some music videos, and a lot of it, she says, I guess, celebratory of women in some fashion. And you know, as you said, you got to be careful with some things nowadays, especially pertaining to the industry. You made a great point about selling records. Also, I want to say at the Essence Festival, Soulja Slim was celebrated, which was great, amongst Cliff Ward, Weeby, Magnolia Shorty, and a few other New Orleans legends that passed away. You know, the Essence Festival did a good job and did those guys justice. So definitely salute on there. But you mentioned selling records, and that's something that, you know, is a huge emphasis in the music business. There's a clip that recently we seen go viral from Slim Thug where he was speaking about the music industry, owning your masters, and so on and so forth. Now, a portion of this interview, Slim Thug mentions just, I guess, his disappointment with even some OGs and different artists, and he names Master P. Now, I'm not going to play the full clip. I'm going to play a short segment from it, and then we'll get your thoughts on it. Now, I believe you might have seen some of it because it's gone viral and going around. So I'm going to play a short excerpt of this clip.
And even it's like Master P look like they found hard times these days after all them years of making it, after being the guy he was, because he don't own his shit no more. Everybody is looking crazy who was them. Come on, man. Like, come on, bro. I'm tired of seeing heroes sell their masters and then on TV. You know what I'm saying? Like, Donnie, you shouldn't even have to do all that, kid. It shouldn't even have to be all that, bro. Like, y'all on here still trying to do this because y'all just keep trying to sell shit out to them people and let them keep getting paid off of it. Like, what the f is y'all doing, man? Stop selling out, man. Stop selling out. Tyler Perry. Look at this example of a black who started doing plays, man. Plays to church people. Tyler Perry didn't sell out. Now what is he doing? The nigga who didn't sell out is buying BET right now.
Be sure to like.
Yeah, so there we see, you know, just a short excerpt from that. And you can check out the wider video. I believe it's still up on some YouTube channels, even though it appears that some people have taken it down. I don't know if the original one had some complaints, you know, sometimes how it's titled. Now, watching the entirety of the clip, I want to say I did agree with a lot of the stuff Slim Thug was saying pertaining to just masters and owning your masters and stuff. I look at the importance of it because I did an interview a few years ago with Creedle Jones of the Shy Light's son, Darren QB, and he spoke extensively about just the extortion and corruption and stuff that happens behind record labels, even going back to those days. And that's one thing Slim Thug highlighted also, that when we hear even about Michael Jackson, Prince, you know, Sam Cooke, a lot of these guys was really fighting for their masters and ownership. We've seen it even spill over into the hip hop generation and era, where some people were fighting for that independence and their ownership. But now we're seeing a trend, not just to get a Master P, but also we've seen like Manny Fresh, Lil Wayne. A lot of other people have came out and said that they've sold their masters and stuff. Now you know yourself being an artist and just a creative. We know sometimes the battle you've even been through yourself with stuff that you featured on with Easy E, having yourself properly credited. How do you see this side of the argument with just masters and owning your own masters and stuff?
I'll put it to you like how Prince put it to you. I'm gonna say how Prince said it. If you go to FedEx and you pay them to take something somewhere, do they own it? No, they don't own it. You paid for them to bring it to someone, and then that was it. Why? Your music is your life. These albums are chapters in your life on what you was doing, who you were, what you was on at that time. Why does the company have to own your album? How come it can't be that y'all made your money, more than enough money? I'm the person that went in the studio and wrote all this stuff down and recorded it. Why do you own it? You understand? The Shy Lights, the Stylistics, Little Richard, George Clinton, and the story goes on. I continue. You have to fight for something. You have to fight for something that came from your own mind, and then they own it, and then they treat you any kind of way after they got what they want. But I don't think it's fair for a company just because they put some money up for you to go in the studio and create what you created. Okay, you created it. Why do you have to own it? Why do you have to own my masters? They're mine. You understand? I just don't understand it. How the buffoonery goes on and on for decades now. Black people have to find out they have to go through the ringer to fight for your own stuff. As hard as you work to make it, there's somebody out there working just as hard to take it from you, and it's sad. You know what I'm saying? So a Master P, if white people is buying a house and it's expensive, if Master P is buying it, it's going to be double expensive. It's because the fact of, you black? Oh, you got some money? Oh, you made it here? Oh, you made it. Well, we going to see. Luxury tax. Everything that Master P, it's not easy. It's one thing to make the money, but you have to maintain it. And he's maintained it for quite some time.
Definitely to keep it harder. I mean, that's a good point. I was going to say, with that being said, because Slim Thuggy made, his point. Some people, they disagree. I mean, I think he was spitting some truth. I don't think he necessarily dragged P. He came more so to me from a place of, I guess, disappointment, because if you know even Slim Thug's history, he's collaborated with P in the past. He had his album like Already Platinum, which was signifying some of his independent moves before. And you got to think, for a lot of guys in the South, Master P opened a lot of doors for that independent hustle and inspired a lot of guys. So I feel as though he's ranked quite high where people look at, black entrepreneurs. And, a few years back, Whack 100, he came out and he made statements, said, P don't own his masters no more. That old white woman bought his car and, started putting some of his personal business out there. And, it might have disappointed some people, but
which is some sucker shit. It's sucker shit to me, somebody doing that. But anyway.
I mean, me, I like to look at things objective. I'm not saying Whack right, but I mean, the reason why Whack was saying he was doing it at the time, because in his words, he felt P was disparaging Nick Cannon, and he was saying you don't really have the right to disparage Nick Cannon based on the image that you're presenting, not actually being as accurate as you present it to the people. Now we know this is the industry, so we've seen different people say stuff. We can't really go from just hearsay stuff like that. I just want to go back though to the masters and stuff, because obviously Slim Thug mentioned P, and yourself, you've been involved in labels, and P allegedly sold his catalog of masters and stuff like that. So do you think like the label is wrong in that situation for, let's say, if they have ownership of different artists' masters, and because it's like you said, as an artist, you feel as though you wrote the stuff or you produced the stuff, but you may not know completely the business and end up giving away your rights to, let's say, a label and stuff. And then, you know, for instance, they sell it. You know, what's your thoughts on that side of things?
Well, it's what you don't know is somebody else's come up. You know, they know a lot of these artists come from, even you could be book smart. You can still be book smart and still don't know about the industry and the ins and outs and the shady go betweens and the, you know, all the ins and outs of it. You know, and what's wrong is when a person can look at you and they can tell that you don't know, and then they go and take advantage. You know what I'm saying? That's just wrong. You know, and so that's why it's doubly I go hard on my own people, because they'll go through that with somebody and then complain about it and then turn right around and get their own label and do it to another artist. You know what I'm saying? Or you know, we got to go through too many other things in this world than our own people, you know, doing what they doing to us. Everybody greedy and Hollywood and acting like they the, you know what I'm saying? Or I don't know what it is, man, but it's too much for me to even really sit up and try to fathom the thought of it. But I'm gonna tell you something, you know, I respect Master P because, you know, shit, Master P got kids. Master P has to put people in college. Master P got, you know what I'm saying? It's that upkeep is a mother, you know, so I respect him. You know, it's hard to hold on to that type of money. You know what I'm saying? But he's a hustler, so that's why you see him with cereal and noodles, and you know what I'm saying. But Master P made enough money to where he should never be broke ever again. You know what I'm saying? So with money, that's probably like his first time having all that money like that. So you're gonna make mistakes. You know what I'm saying? So I don't fault him, but yeah, get to the masters. Get your masters from the slave master.
So with that being said, you know, we're gonna wind down. Definitely, guys, let us know your thoughts in the comments. Also, would appreciate to hear them. With that being said, you know, just do you feel as though then that, like Slim Thug said in that clip, that it's selling out what artists are doing for, you know, ultimately, you know, some might say giving up on the fight of trying to keep your stuff independent, and or do you see it as more of a business move of, you know, just shifting ownership? I mean, do you think it's selling out or not?
It's basically going from player to coach. Basically what it is. It's going from player to coach. I done played, I done been footline soldier. Now it's time for me to be owning this shit. Now it's time for me to be smarten up and be the example so other people can follow. You see people follow you and mimic everything that you're doing. So mimic this. You know what I'm saying? Get smarter. You know, get smarter. Read the fine print. Know what you're signing. You know what I'm saying? And don't fall for nothing. But see, a lot of the times it's like, if you come to the situation with your head on straight, you may not even get the deal. They like, oh, he's too smart. We can't get over on him. We can't get over on him. You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason why it's set up to get you. Because as soon as you act like you know too much, or you know too much, you know just what you're doing, they don't be like, oh, nah, he's going to be a problem. He's going to be a problem. We're not going to be able to get him. You know what I'm saying? And that's what they in it for. They have ulterior motives. So, you know, get yours. And when you popping and that money is coming in and you popping, yeah, you make them break that bread off. Yeah, you keep going like Kanye say, I want 50 million, I'ma quit. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. Because they depend on your success to pay their bills, to pay their, you know what I'm saying? So, you know.
Yeah, you know, I'm glad some of these conversations, I'm glad some of these conversations are being had, that you know, just the advocacy I'm one for just musicians and hip hop unions and stuff like that, where, you know, information can be spread and people can sort of have, I guess, organizations there that can help them with whether it's information or just knowing what to do with their music and stuff. It can help along the way. I do agree with what you said, like, to an aspect, the industry was designed that way. We've heard it going back, and I guess from a moralistic standpoint, people can look at it both ways, because some people can say, yeah, you made a lot of money by getting over on your people. Some people might say, well, it's just business, no different than somebody owning a store. But, you know, the great point that you made, you know, when Slim Thug made it, and I think you said Prince made it, and many others, it's the aspect of just creating something and having that kind of ownership, and then in this kind of mode of business, it then becoming ownership to somebody else and then making money off it, as opposed to, like you said, if you're just hiring somebody for a service, or it should be like, you know, they distributing for you or they promoting for you, to they take ownership. But when we look at the underpinnings of the music business, that's how they make the money. So, you know, they're going to make money from exploiting the
And
copyrights.
that's how they stay having money. That's how they stay in the game and having money, is because of the fact of they doing the buffoonery. But that's sad to do that, and that's taking advantage of people. You know what I'm saying? How could they sleep at night? But they do sleep at night, and they don't care. You know what I'm saying? That's why you be on top of your business. You be on top of it. It's 90% business and 10% show.
Well, there you go. Can't say no more than that. We're about to wind down on this one, guys. Your boy FONZi Neutron about it online, hitting you with some talking points from the Bout that experience. You already know how we do. Floss Mode, you got anything you want to let the people look out for?
Well, it's in the works right now. I spoke to Bambino last night, and we about to come out with another Himalaya album, and it's gonna be dope, and it's gonna be hot, and it's gonna be something different. It's gonna be needed. It's needed at this time. It's time for the player to, you know what I mean? Let's put the pistols down, and you know what I'm saying, and pop your collar, and at the same time coming with a message. You know how I do it. You know, we're gonna come with the format, the radio shit, the dance stuff, and all that stuff. But at the same time, we're gonna be speaking on a lot of things. You know what I'm saying, that we need to hear without preaching. So shout out to Bambino, my partner in rhyme, and just a lot of acting. I'm about to, you know, reading scripts and shit like that. That's it.
Yeah, well, we're looking forward to it. Definitely shouts out to Bambino, and shouts out to anybody else we'd have mentioned in this broadcast. One time for hip hop, 50 years. Salute, support, peace.